As of today, Ant-Man and the Wasp is officially tied for the worst reviewed movie in the MCU. But is it that bad? Quantumania is nothing like the first two movies. It doesn't even feel like an Ant-Man movie. The best way I could describe this film, it's almost like a Rick and Morty episode featuring Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Kang. And because I do like Rick and Morty, the humor and the environment and the atmosphere work for me specifically. I'm a huge fan of sci-fi. And while the first Ant-Man film definitely feels small, grounded, like a heist film, this is your sci-fi Star Wars, Dune, something like along those lines. The whole movie's CG, so if you don't like those type of movies, think Spy Kids 3D, or I know a lot of the Star Wars prequels, they get shit because a lot of it was filmed in a CG environment. This might not be for you. I can tell you right now that whether you like this film, you love it, you hate it, everybody will love Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. This movie sets up the future of Kang. I mean, we already know that one of the Avengers films will be called the Kang Dynasty. So Kang is here to stay. And Jonathan Majors, he was acting. He was easily the standout of this film along with Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet. But Jonathan Majors as Kang, every time he was on the screen, I was thinking, this might be one of the GOAT MCU films. There was a speech that he did at the end of the film that reminded me of Denzel in Training Day, the King Kong ain't got shit on me. He came with that. He was on that type of level. It was amazing. Of course, we can't talk about Ant-Man without Paul Rudd, the boy. He's definitely my favorite actor right now. Anything that he's in, I will be a fan of. I ain't gonna lie, I'm very biased. If he's in the movie, it's gonna get at least a 6 out of 10. But the dynamic that he has with his daughter, Cassie, even though she was recast, it worked well on screen. There was a clip mid-fight. He's trying to teach her how to use the suit and fight off the enemies, and I thought it was well done. A lot of the early reviews, they did not like the character of MODOK. I will say, I thought it worked fine. You know, it is a hard character to get across when it comes to live action because his body is all disfigured. It's like, it ain't normal. And you know, with a character like that, the internet will probably make fun of and troll. So the fact that Ant-Man and everyone else is kind of like, what happened to you? It works well in the film because of the lightheartedness and the comedy that Ant-Man usually brings to the MCU. When it comes to Quantumania, there are a ton of things that I liked in the film, but it is far from perfect. The movie feels a bit long. I feel like maybe you could have cut off 10 to 15 minutes and you still would have got the point across. So when it comes to the Ant-Man trilogy, I would put Quantumania in between number 1 and 2. If you're a fan of the first two, there's a chance you might not like this one because it feels so different. It's not grounded at all. And the heart of the Ant-Man films, it's definitely not there. But with a stellar performance by Jonathan Majors, the introduction to Kang, and the introduction to the quantum realm, this movie works. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. If you have seen it, let me know in the comment section below if you like it or not. No spoilers.